exiled Congolese in South Africa are outraged over the DRC's government's decision to refuse presidential hopeful Moïse Katumbi to rerun in the much-anticipated December polls. Opposition leader Katumbi has lived in self-imposed exile in Belgium since May 2016 after falling out with Kabila. He was refused to go back to his home province of Lumbubashi due to a threat of arrest over his impending charge. Vava Tampa, the founder of Save the Congo, joins us now via Skype from Brussels in Belgium. Vava, thank you very much for talking to us at this point in time. Well, what we know is that Moïse has been refused, not even refused, but he has learned that upon entry into Congo, it's straight to the cells. How does that make you feel?
Well, we knew this all along. This is an issue. This is a point we have been arguing from day one, which is we cannot expect free and fair and transparent elections under Mr. Kabila. It's because of this that we have been saying that the best thing at this point is to have a civilian transition without Mr. Kabila or any opposition figure, a transition led by an independent figure, someone like Denis Mukwege, so that we can organize elections that would be free, fair, and transparent. I mean, just imagine Jean-Pierre Bemba, who spent 10 years at the ICC for crimes against humanity and war crimes. He is allowed to come back, he's allowed to return without a problem. Moïse Katumbi, on the other hand, he's not allowed to come back, not allowed to present his candidacy. There are hundreds, dozens of other opposition figures in prison as we speak, and civic leaders. And essentially, under Mr. Kabila, we cannot expect a free and fair and transparent election. And without those elections being free, fair, and transparent, it's going to lead into more crisis, more killing, and more instability. We need a civilian transition without Kabila, led by Mukwege, to organize free, fair, and transparent elections.
Well, chances are your expectations or what you're saying you would rather have, which is this civilian transition, you are not going to get that. Kabila has refused to leave office for so long, so far. So chances of him acceding to that demand are very, very minimal, if any at all. Do you know of Mr. Katumbi's whereabouts at the moment and what his options are? Well,
Mr. Katumbi, as far as I know, he still is in Zambia, hoping that he would be granted access to return back to Congo so that he can present his candidacy. The deadline is the 8th of this month, which is a Wednesday. But look, one thing I need to make absolutely clear on this one is this. Okay, this is not just a Congolese issue. This is an entire SADC issue, okay? Mr. Kabila listens to what South Africa says. Mr. Kabila takes into account what Angola says, what Botswana says, what other SADC countries says. The SADC leader cannot allow Mr. Kabila essentially to rig these elections, to place the entire country and the entire region in such instability. This is what we are saying, that President Ramaphosa, President Lorenzo in Angola, President Masisi in Botswana need to take a stand, and they need to force. This is not a choice. The Congolese people are not giving us this a choice, and SADC should follow the Congolese and support the Congolese and say to Kabila, you have to leave. These people deserve better. They deserve an election, and we're going to put together a civilian transition to organize the elections.
Why should that be SADC's role? Why can't you talk to your president?
We have been talking to Kabila for the past 3 years. As I speak to you, I have lost friends who have died in violence committed by Mr. Kabila. I have friends who are in prison as we speak, potentially being tortured. Some of my valued opposition leaders are in prison. Look, we need to understand this issue. SADC, South African soldiers have died fighting for peace and stability in Congo. So did Zimbabwean soldiers and Namibian soldiers. They did so for the betterment of not just the Congolese, but the entire SADC region and the entire African for solidarity. And we cannot allow one single man for his own greed, refusing to organize elections, refusing to cede power, condemning an entire country of 70, 80 million people into this barbaric regime. That is unacceptable. ECOWAS in West Africa did so with Yahya Jammeh in Gambia. SADC should do the same. They should take a stand, say to Kabila, this is enough. You have killed enough. You have served your terms. You have to leave. If you don't leave by force, if you don't leave calmly, peacefully, we are going to force you to leave by force.
Does Moïse Katumbi have enough support in Congo to be able to carry his aspirations? I mean, would there be people who would bring Congo to a standstill because he is not there?
Well, that's the issue we are facing. I mean, clearly, if Moïse Katumbi is not allowed to stand, what about his supporters? How are they going to feel? They are going to lose trust in this process, in these elections. It's going to affect the credibility of this election. And this election is already facing so many other problems. So refusing or having a preferential treatment, preferring Jean-Pierre Bemba over Katumbi because Bemba used to be a warlord and you fought on the same side, or Bemba was supported by a similar side as you, and those are unacceptable. We cannot play with a nation the way in which Kabila is playing with Congolese lives. Look, in Congo, as we speak, in the crisis in that country, over 5 million people have been killed. We cannot allow Mr. Kabila to continue this mess. This is not just a Congolese issue. This is an entire SADC issue, and we are hoping South Africa would stand with us. We are hoping Angola, Namibia, Botswana would stand in solidarity with the Congolese people and force Mr. Kabila out so that we can also enjoy a democratic election. And that is all we are asking for, a democratic election.
Have you spoken to President Ramaphosa?
We haven't yet. We have been trying. We have been trying with the ambassador here in London and in Brussels and so on and so forth. Our people, we have a team in South Africa who are trying to sway different figures within the ANC. I mean, South Africa is one of our biggest allies in this fight.
All right.
And as well as Angola and Botswana. So we are really hoping they are going to come through and support us in our fight for a free, fair and transparent elections. And that's what we are asking for, free, fair and transparent elections.
Vava Tampa is the founder of Save the Congo and was speaking to us via Skype from Brussels and Belgium.